It was nerve-wracking, but it was nerve-wracking for sure. And that's just how I am naturally. I get very nervous and I get cold and start like shaking. But I told myself, like I really need this. I don't want to be in a position where, I'm struggling to make ends meet so when I went in, it was easy questions. I think they asked, I think the question that they ask everyone, which is,
Today, I interviewed Ray. He went from a customer service representative all the way to a senior help desk analyst. He talks about his struggles and whatnot along the way and gives some really good advice throughout the video. A lot of what he said really resonated with me and my personal struggles, like especially like getting used to YouTube and like early on in my career and stuff. I think it will help a lot of people out. So go ahead and watch it to the end and on to the interview. Hey everybody, it's Josh here. I'm a YouTuber and the Course Careers IT course instructor. And we have Ray here, who went through the IT course and ended up getting a really cool job. And he agreed to come on and kind of talk to us about his experience. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, you're welcome, Josh. And hey, everyone. It's pretty kind of nerve-wracking being here, but, we're here.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I know exactly what you mean. So thank you. I really appreciate you like spending the energy, because I know it takes energy.
Yeah, for sure. No problem. Thank you for inviting me. I feel like it's an honor to be on here.
Oh, thank you. So do you mind doing like a brief introduction for yourself and then kind of talk about what you're doing before you decided to get into IT?
Okay, yeah, I don't mind. So I am currently 31 years old. I spent the majority of my 20s working in customer service. So I think I have an okay background in customer service, which I feel is huge for being in help desk. So I spent a lot of time just existing, not really working to kind of level up. And yeah,
Cool.
also, I guess some more about me is been married since I was 18 years old, straight out of high school.
Amazing.
So yeah, I think it's like 13 years now, 13 or 14. I'm not sure. We've got 3 babies. The oldest is 10, 7, and 5. So
Dang.
I got a lot of energy to disperse and spread around.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I
Yeah.
would have married my high school girlfriend if I could, but here I am. I'm like almost 40. I don't have kids. Oh my God.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's amazing. You said you worked in help desk. Can you tell us like what your official title is and maybe talk about your day to day a little bit?
Yeah. So the current position, when it was listed on Indeed, it was Senior Help Desk Technician. So I guess that's my title, but inside the office, I feel like I'm just help desk.
Oh, gotcha. And then
Yeah.
for your day to day, is it pretty much the same-ish things, or is it kind of a new stuff every day, or like how do you like take calls, or is it like chat, or how is all that?
Yeah, primarily it's inbound phone calls, and then there's a ticket board. I don't know. I'm pretty sure some of the viewers may know if they're in IT help desk. It's an application called ConnectWise that we use. So the tickets come in there, or we enter in tickets when they come in via a phone call. So
Okay.
it's a lot of different things. I'd say I kind of have the freedom, as long as I know what I'm doing, to kind of do whatever's needed to be done. So if there's something that I don't know how to do, there's an escalation process that we go through to get it escalated to L2 or L3.
Gotcha. And then how long did it take you, about like from the time you started the course to the time you signed your offer letter? Do you remember?
Okay. I had, before this current position, I had another position. It was a contract position, so I knew it was eventually going to end. That was also a help desk position.
Oh, nice.
So I was contracted to work with Intuit in their help desk for the TurboTax Live experts. That was really fun. I met a lot of cool people there.
Oh, cool.
And I feel like that was a remote job. So I guess from when I started the course, it was July 2023. And then I started with Intuit in October. So it was July, August, September, October, 3 months or so.
Oh, it's pretty
Before
quick.
I ended up, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from July to October. And it was probably mid-July when I started doing the IT course.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Did you notice like either the current job or the Intuit job? Did you notice like I guess how's your life changed? Was there less stress or different stress, or like how's your general feeling and like the change of your lifestyle and all that?
Uh, I definitely would say there's a lot less stress, because it's more of I get to be more in control of the situation that I'm dealing with. Sure, the calls come in and they're random, but as time has gone by, I've gotten a little more comfortable with how to handle things and deal with the issues that come.
Well, that's good. Did you kind of have those? I feel like a lot of people have the anxiety with the phone because you can't control when it comes and you don't know what it's going to be. But how was that? Was it like high anxiety and it kind of went down over time, or how was that?
Yes. So I'll be honest. I was working from home before a really big company, and it was chat. So I was doing chat for what, 8 years almost.
Oh well.
So I wasn't used to being on the phone.
Mm,
So here I go with Intuit, start taking phone calls, and yeah, nerves were crazy. They were insane. And then what we really I guess, elevated those nerves was the fact that we had to take turns during training, towards the end of training, to take calls, live calls, and have our
yeah.
peers, our training peers, kind of listen in and see what was happening. So yeah, that did bring up a lot of nerves. Until this day, when it's really quiet in the office and the call comes in, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to say anything wrong. So
Yeah.
yeah, I still get those nerves today. I feel like it'll take more time for sure.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Because I have even this like this call right with us. I'm like, damn, I have to like meet a new person. Like I don't know how it's going to be, and like I'm kind of introverted, and I know exactly what you're saying. Because I had similar jobs before too. But the thing that kind of helps me is I kind of think about like what's the absolute worst case scenario that could happen, and the worst case scenario, it's like it's not even like that bad. Maybe at work, maybe they like yell at me or something like that, but it's better than like getting a disease or like someone like hurt, like injuring you or something. So it's not, I know exactly what you're saying, but yeah, that's just how I deal with it. I think about what's the worst that could happen.
Yeah, yeah. I had a situation at my current role where I wasn't blamed for it at all, anything for what had happened, but I had an instance where a client had called in, an end user. They were having an issue with I don't remember what it was, but at the time I didn't know they were using what's called a thin client, which connects to a server, and I accidentally rebooted the server,
Oh
thinking I was
shit!
rebooting the thin client. So, so one of the top level guys calls in. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?
Sorry.
I had a bunch of users get kicked off." He's like, and then I was like, "Hey, I just rebooted the thin client." He's like, "Wait, what? You rebooted what?" Oh
Damn.
man, that was so. I had so much going on in my head, my body. I was feeling really anxious, I guess, or I don't know the right word. But the good thing was that management was like, it's okay. You don't know what you don't know, and as long as you hit restart, everything will come back up in a few minutes.
Yeah, and in your defense, I'm assuming it's like a Windows server or something like this.
Yes, it was.
So like this is like kind of off topic, but in your defense, they should have like you can do something with group policy where like the restart button is not there for normal users. So they should have like made that configuration so it's like not easy to restart, because then if the button's not there, you'll be like, oh, like something's wrong with this, like where is it? And then maybe you won't do it. But that's crazy. I would feel bad for
Yeah,
that, but it sounds like it was okay in the end.
yeah. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It was a learning experience. So now I know when I'm on a thin client or I'm on a server, there's no restarting, rebooting without having the right permissions from higher ups.
Yeah, and that's kind of a good lesson because I feel like everyone in IT like has some moments like this where they don't know something and they do something like crazy and it makes something happen. Like for me, mine was like I was working at a college and I accidentally re-imaged the whole second floor of a building when class was in session, and the student's computer just like restarted and it started wiping windows on like three different classrooms. And I felt really bad for that because the computer is like done for the day in like the second floor of this building. And then at that time I learned like, oh, okay, like that's gonna happen if I do this. So it's just like one of
Yeah,
those things.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So can I ask like why you decided to go with the IT course specifically? Like what made you decide to actually buy it?
Uh, so I was unexpectedly let go by the company. And in my head, before I was let go, I was thinking of, well, I was doing the Google, well, I think I had finished a Google IT course several years ago. I think it was 2021.
Okay.
And I had told myself, I'd like to pursue IT, but 2021 went, 2022 went, 2023 went. It took getting laid off for me to be like, okay, I need to do something. So obviously I had a family and everything, so I had to, make a change, and that's what it took. That's what motivated me to really buy the course. And I had senior videos throughout many years, and so
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah, that's what pushed me to do it.
Cool. I think you did a good job because like once you got it, you just got a job in like 3 months was nuts.
Yeah, what also helped out too was there's a local, it's pretty big. It's a local warehouse that builds tractors, and they're always hiring. So I got the job there within 2 weeks of getting laid off, and
Oh, well.
I would start. I think it was 7 a.m. That's when I was supposed to be on the clock and working, but I'd get to work around 5:30 in the morning, sit in the parking lot, use my hotspot, and go through the course
Oh,
throughout the
nice.
entire time I was there.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
And then can I ask, I guess this is not the your latest job. How was like the application process to that? Did you have like how many places did you have to apply to or did someone like reach out to you or how was that?
I did apply. I think it was 40 or 50 applications or 60, 40 to 60, somewhere around there.
That's not
Um,
bad.
but I ended up getting in total throughout, from when I started the course till I got this job that I'm at now. I think it was a total of 3 interviews. Um, well, the one with Intuit, somebody reached out to me on Indeed. I think that was complete luck, but it was because of the course and how I structured my Indeed profile that someone was able to find me and reach out to me.
Okay.
So I think that one was luck. But when I was at Intuit, I kept applying because I needed to find a permanent position. Um, I was reached out. I went on an interview. It was cool and all that, but it was going to end up being a pay cut, and I still had time in the Intuit contract to find something that I really wanted. And this, what I landed now, is where I felt was the right fit.
Gotcha. And for your current job, did you just have a single interview or did you have to do like a loop with many people or how was that?
I had 2 interviews. The first one was a phone interview, and
Okay.
it was more like kind of getting to know me on a personal level. Kind of see, I guess they wanted to see how I was and my personality and stuff. There were some
Okay.
technical questions on there, and I did ask some questions regarding the position. Like, it was I think I remember it was, what does a successful candidate look like to the management team in 6 months or something like that.
Well, that's a good
Um,
question.
yeah,
Yeah.
and because I wanted to make sure that they liked me once I was there. Oh, sorry, let me unlock this screen because now my lights are off.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, yeah. So, and then the second interview, I guess sorry, before the end of the call, he said, I'd like to bring you in, kind of go through some technical scenarios. And we set for 2 weeks from there, because I had to give into it a 2 week notice before I could take time off. And
Gotcha.
he's like, the guy was like, we'd rather not rush into hiring someone and hire the right person. So he was totally cool with that 2 week of a waiting period to go into the office.
Oh, nice, nice. And then for the technical portion, how did you prepare for that? Or was it's because I feel like people are nervous going into that because like, oh, like, I don't know what they're going to ask me. Like, what if I don't know? Like, how was that whole like experience, like the technical part?
It was nerve-wracking, but it was nerve-wracking for sure. And that's just how I am naturally. I get very nervous, and I get cold, and so like shaking. But I told myself, like I really need this. I don't want to be in a position where I'm struggling to make ends meet. Or so when I went in, it was easy questions. I think they asked, I think the question that they ask everyone, which is explain what an IP address is.
Oh, okay.
And I think you mentioned that in one of your videos. So I was like, well, it's just like, the address to your house, but on a computer.
That's a decent analogy. I think I used that in the course actually.
Yeah.
Cool. And then you don't have to tell like what the number is, but can you give like a ballpark of your salary? You can say like in relation to your previous jobs, or if there's a range on the job posting, or we don't even have to like cover that either.
Yeah. No, I don't mind sharing at all. So I went up about 12K from my original customer service job that I had for 8 years.
Okay.
So it was a 12K bump from that. And from the Intuit position to the current one, it was, I'm on salary now, so I don't have to worry about putting in 40 hours. I mean, I do, but so it's always the same thing every week. It's at 55K. And if we put it in the hours, dollars per hour, it's $2 more than what I was at Intuit.
Okay. And you don't live in like those metro areas either, right? Like Seattle or like New York or something. It's kind of...
No, I live...
You don't have to say where it is, but no, I don't want to like dox you or something like this. But 55K is pretty decent, like where you're living, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely great.
Yeah. Cool. And then for anyone watching who's like either in the course now or considering taking it, is there any particular part of the course that you feel they should pay attention to that like really helped you in this process?
Yeah, definitely. Once two parts, if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Active Directory, the whole Active Directory course segment is very helpful because you can go really deep into, Active Directory, but on a day-to-day basis, that's what I find myself working with. And then the second one would be the resume portion of it, kind of getting it right.
Gotcha. And that makes sense because you said you only applied to like 40 to 60 jobs and you got 3 interviews out of that or something?
Yes.
That's like really good numbers. I feel it's like usually people at least like 100 or 200 or something like this. And for like the same amount. So that's really good. You must have like done something good on your resume.
Yeah, I think so. I downloaded the template and I didn't work at McDonald's, but
oh yeah,
but yeah, I think the resume really makes you very presentable if you can get it right.
Cool. And then outside of the course, did you do anything else to kind of help you prepare? I know you mentioned you went through Google IT support professional. Like anything else that the viewers might find helpful in their journey?
I would say I did a lot of the prepping for interview videos on YouTube, just because I'm a nervous wreck, so I had to go into the interviews well prepared. So I think I just watched a lot of the interview questions. I mean, interview preparation videos.
Nice. And yeah, I recommend that to anyone watching. At least it will help you feel a little bit better. Like the more exposure you get to, possible interview questions, and if you practice like saying them out loud, it will help you like when you actually get to the interview. So I think it's good. It's good that you did those.
Yeah, I did do that. Spoke out loud even though I sounded weird or yeah,
Yeah,
I spoke out loud.
it helps. It helps for sure.
Yeah.
And then this isn't necessarily about the course, but just for anyone watching, do you have any kind of general advice as somebody who you change your career like kind of fast? So anyone who's watching that kind of wants to do the same thing as you, do you have any kind of advice for them?
I would say, I guess just be really motivated to want it. Because I was forced. I guess I wouldn't say forced because I could have just laid back and stayed at that warehouse for the rest of my life, and been all right because it was an okay pay. It was okay pay. It was, I think, like $2 less than what I was making before I got laid off.
Hmm.
But yeah, I feel like just being really motivated and wanting to get into the field, whatever it is that motivates you, for sure. Just go with it.
Let's do it. And to add on to that, I noticed you have like trend of doing stuff that's hard or doing stuff that you don't necessarily want to do, like uh, answering phones is difficult, going to interviews, all that's hard, and I understand that because like I do a lot of stuff I don't want to do because I'm kind of getting too nervous too easily, and it kind of deters a lot of people. But you can see like what happens, if you do those things that are difficult, usually something good will happen like in the end. So I want to say good job with all that, and I totally like, understand.
Yeah, thank you. I know I see the way the L3 guys talk, they communicate, and they're very confident and firm in how they basically present themselves or their ideas or anything. And it's like, wow, I wish I could be like that. So that's definitely what I'm going to work towards is just try to lose the whole nervousness and just go with it and be confident in what I'm going to say.
Yeah, sounds good. That's a good plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. I know a lot of people are going to enjoy this interview. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And thank you for sure for, inviting me to come out on the channel basically and saying hey to everyone. You can do
Yeah.
it.